Blog Talk Radio.
Always look up, never give up, and you will reach your goals. You're important, you're more than enough. And here she is, your host for Rolling with the Diva, Sabrina Williams. Thank you.
Hello from Las Vegas, Nevada. This is Sabrina Williams, and I'm your host. And we're going to have Coach Lisa at Strength by Lisa, and we're going to have Shanry Price. She's been on here before. She's going to talk today about just women and how we can look good and feel good and at the same time boost our self-esteem. You guys are going to need to put your phones on mute when you guys are not talking so that we don't get a back draw, I guess, as it says. Hi, ladies. How are you?
Hi. How are you?
Is this Lisa?
I'm good. Yes, this is Lisa.
All right.
And this is Sean Ray.
Hi, Sean Ray. How are you guys today?
We're doing great, thank you.
Yeah. Well, very, very good. So I'm going to give you guys a chance to introduce yourself. We're going to start with Sean Ray. You've been on here before, so everybody can listen to the show that was 3 weeks ago to hear about your background. But if you could just go ahead and give us a little background about yourself.
Yes, I'm Sean Ray Price, and I am an independent gospel artist. I have been singing my entire life, and I recently released my first solo project album, which is called Long Time Coming. It was released in January, and I am right now promoting it, and I am just enjoying what I'm doing and just enjoying spreading the gift that God has blessed me with, which is singing.
And Sean Ray, you're on the speaker, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Okay, move just a little bit away from the speaker so it doesn't have a little bit of bounce back for me.
Sure. Is that better?
Yeah, that's much better. All right, Miss Lisa, I'm going to give you the same introduction, and I'm going to let you introduce yourself. At Strength by Lisa, Lisa is a fitness coach. Exercise needs to be the most important part of your life. On today's show and future shows, we're going to have Lisa talk about the importance of exercise. Lisa, her statement is we inspire and motivate women to live a healthier, happier life by strengthening their minds as well as their body. We get and stay fit by creating an uplifting and empowering fitness experience. Exercise, and this is my statement, can impact your mental health positively. All right, Coach Lisa, tell us about yourself.
Hi, ladies. So I am Coach Lisa. I have been training for about 4.5 years, and I was new to the fitness world 4.5 years ago. I grew up not playing any sports or not working out younger, and overcome a lot of obstacles in my life. And when I found fitness, I found an outlet. I found a therapy, and I was able to lift weights and do things that I never thought my body would. And that gave me a sense of empowerment, and I wanted to give that to other women. I wanted them to experience that. Just because maybe if I had found fitness earlier, I wouldn't have gotten into some of the situations that I had put myself in with the low self-esteem and low self-confidence. So I truly have made it my passion to help other women and give them that strength, that same strength that I have found.
And I think that all three of us can agree. And John Ray, you feel free to jump in anytime. And if you guys, as you jump in, just let everybody know if it's Lisa or John Ray. They know me because I have a big mouth. But would you agree that exercise has an impact on the way that people, that especially women, see themselves?
This is Sean Ray here, and I totally agree. I totally agree. Physical fitness, it's a therapy within itself. I'm not like Coach Lisa, but I do get out. I'm getting back into my walking. I had to stop for a little bit because of a physical. I hurt myself physically. But with me walking, that's just me, and I'm a Christian, so I take that time to just meditate when I'm walking. I listen to music, but I like to walk by myself and get my exercise in because it's a form of therapy for me. I feel so much better when I do that.
Amen. I agree. Lisa, let me ask you a question because you said that you, and I know we all, and I don't know each of us personally in that level, but I know for me, exercise has improved my self-esteem, and I brought up this website that I like. It's called www.mind.org. So I got these 7 questions about them, and one of them was, think about what is affecting your self-esteem. So Lisa, when you get clients, do they come to you at a low point or a high point?
So it varies. A lot of people come. So there's this. The fitness world is a lot of yo-yo dieting and short-term remedies to lose weight, and it's all about the physical aspect. And I have seen over the years that that's actually doing a lot more damage than good to the women's self-esteem, to their metabolism, because they're starving themselves for these short amount of time, a short period of time, 6 weeks, sometimes 1 month, and then when they go back to their eating habits, they gain the weight back fast. So they'll be on a roll, doing really good, working out 6 times a week, and then barely eating anything. And then they gain the weight back, and they go through these mental states where they're feeling down about themselves, even worse than when they started. Or the other end, they'll get an injury because they've been overtraining, for that short amount of time. So they never find that balance. So the way I look at it is if that whatever you're giving most of your time to, something else is lacking in your life. So if you're doing so much fitness that you are, not home as much. So look at it from a different way. You have to incorporate it in and make it a balance in your life. So it has to be equal to your spiritual life, to your growth, to your family, to your career. You have to make it fit in there to where everything is a balance. Fitness is all about balance. It's not this all in or all out. And that's another thing. If they're on this all in, then, they're something else is lacking in their life. So I incorporate it as a balance.
This is Sean Ray. I completely agree with Coach Lisa. My journey that I've been on for over a year, I call it a total body healing fitness journey, the mind, the body, spirit, soul, and emotions. And when I was led to just go online and to ask the people that are watching to be my accountability partners. But a lot of it is, you're right, we talk about, a lot of people chime in. Sometimes they come on live with me just to want to talk about some things, and everything is balanced. And if you're overdoing it, in one area, you're absolutely right. It's because it's just some type of void there. I totally agree.
Yeah, so I designed my program to focus on the mindset as well as the body. So it's a full body, like same thing as you were saying. And you really get into the spiritual realm of that because you can't have the body and the mind without that spiritual finding yourself within. So it is a complete transformation program, yeah.
All right. So with that being said, why do you think, and we can start, either person can start, but why do you think that as humans, and this is not just pertaining to women, but we're going to focus on the women today because that's who our audience is today with Lisa and Sean Ray and myself. Why do you think as women sometimes we can't find that balance for exercise, for eating, for being a parent, and we heavy in one area and light in the other, and then we all know, because I'm really big on being honest, and it impacts us with our self-esteem or may cause depression or anxiety. So how do we, I guess my question is this, how do we find a balance?
So I would love to start with this one because this is my specialty. I'm a mother of 5 kids, and I was a single mom after I left my relationship that was very abusive relationship in all areas of my life. I finally got out of that, and that's what, drove me deeper into my low self-esteem. But I got out of that, and I was raising my kids, and they all hit teenage years about the same time. And that's when I found fitness, thank God. Because that was my therapy. That was my way to just focus on me. And as women, we always put ourselves on the back burner. We feel like we need to take care of our kids and our significant others, our careers, that all the outside stuff needs to look good and be okay. But we tend to put ourselves like that we're not as important, when really, if we put ourselves first, everything else runs a little bit smoother. But our natural instinct is to take care of everything around us first.
All right.
This is Sean Ray, and I am in 100% agreement with you, Coach Lisa. We are, as women, we are natural nurturers.
Yes.
As women, I'm speaking from a woman's aspect right now.
Yes.
And there's almost like a guilt there if we, some kind of inside guilt if we're not putting everything else ahead of us. And a lot of times that's when we lose ourselves. And and that's when a whole lot of other things come, like addictions and different things start to happen. When we are in the position, God, if I can't be everything to everybody else, then I'm a failure. And because we consume ourselves with home life, our children, even in church, consuming yourself in church and at work, until we just lose ourselves. Our health, like people didn't understand when I used to say you can be fat, you can be heavy set, like I was extremely heavy. I was over 500 pounds, and I said, but you can be extremely heavy and still be malnutrition. You don't eat all day, and then when you finally do settle down and get everyone down, then you're hungry, you're eating, and then you're going to bed, collapsing and going to bed, and getting up and doing it all over again, and that's where the weight gain comes in, and that's where all of this stuff happens, and that's a whole thing to it, like you said, Coach Lisa. We just feel like we have to be everything to everybody else, and we lose ourselves.
Yeah. And you know what? With that, we're going to take a commercial break, and we'll be right back. In the commercial break, it's just me telling you that today's show is brought to you by, you guys make sure you put your phones on mute if you're not talking, because I can hear background noise. That today's show is brought to you by Divine Royalty Travel, which is my travel agency. So today, at the end of the show, I'm going to tell you how this show you can incorporate exercise into travel. Also, we want to thank Elations Radio and Magazine, Kimmy Kim, for giving us a platform and supporting my radio station. And today, I'm happy to announce that I not only have, everybody already knew that, but I have a podcast with Elations Radio and iHeart. But as of yesterday at 5 o'clock, Rolling with the Diva has her own iHeart Radio podcast, and I will soon have a Spreaker. And we'll be going to Sirius Radio. So God is good, and I'm going to be honest, what these ladies are saying is true. When you really focus on you first, and I know that for some of us as Christians, Christian is not a religion. It's believing in Jesus Christ, and then there's religions. But we have all been trained, especially as women, and even in the Bible, and even in our religious beliefs, to say, hey, we have to put other people first. But I'm going to remind everybody, and I love this I think it's in Matthew, where Jesus went to the mountain for 40 days to take care of himself. Yeah, he was tempted by Satan, but that didn't really work for Satan, because that's why he's sitting down below us in hell. But Jesus still took time for himself. And there were times that he did take time out, like when the apostles and everybody were fishing, he went with them. And he was just chilling as Peter was like freaking out. So you have to take time for yourself. For me, personally, I have no problem anymore putting myself first. And this is my personal saying. And I always get a new saying every year I turn a new birthday. I don't give a rat's butt what anybody thinks of me, what their opinions of me. I don't let people live in my head rent-free, because at the end of the day, I have to go to sleep. And if I can't sleep well and at peace, then I'm not doing anybody any good. Like last night, I was very, not upset, but very put off that somebody did not understand that and I'm going to ask you guys this question. You guys can email me, but would you be okay living on an island all by yourself with nobody? I said yes. That person was bothered. And I'll tell you why they were bothered, because they need to check themselves, because they weren't at peace with themselves. I'm at peace with myself. I really, truly am. If God put me on a foreign island somewhere and all I had was water and I had a stick to fish, believe me, I would be okay, Because you know why? Because I'm at peace with myself. Until you can learn to be alone, until you can learn to be alone and deal with your own self, you're never going to be able to be by yourself. And that's why today that you need to understand exercise is your one time in your life, in your day, that you can be by yourself, be with other people, but at the same time filling your mind, body, and spirit. Sean Ray said she listens to music. We didn't ask Coach Lisa, but I'm assuming Coach Lisa teaches people, but I'm sure that she has music. Me, I'm a hardcore rock and roll girl when I'm listening to music. So exercise is your key in taking care of yourself. Ladies?
This is Sean Ray. I totally agree. With the question that was asked to you yesterday evening, you're right. A lot of people are not at that place in their lives. A lot of younger people, and then unfortunately there are a lot of older people who are not comfortable with being by themselves, and they have a fear there. I've had a friend ask me, now that my children are grown, and they said, well, how do you like being in the house by yourself? And I said, I'm fine. They asked me, well, what do you do? I said, well, I'm either working, or I'm reading a book, or I'm doing something productive, or sometimes I'm just sitting here, just meditating. And they're like, they asked me, are you okay with that? And I said, I'm fine. I really enjoy being by myself. I have peace, and the person that asked me this, they said that they just can't be by themselves. And I said, I'm just very sorry to hear that. That's very unfortunate.
That is unfortunate. It's Coach Lisa here. And it's when they're looking outward to feel better, it's because they haven't found that place yet. They haven't they haven't found that peace within. And I was just on a women's wellness cruise for 3 days, and it was so beautiful because I found a spot on the side of the cruise. There was nobody out there but water all around me, and I did some writing. I did some spiritual growth. A lot of people, another reason is because a lot of people don't want to feel the pain that comes with growth. But pain is the cornerstone of growth. If you're not feeling pain, you're not growing. And you have to be alone sometimes to feel that. You can't be clamoring for the outside world. And our social media now has also given an added, help to that, to keep us looking at something else. And then we're feeling insecure or not, like we're not where we think we should be because of, people posting and you see all this stuff on social media outlets. But when you can sit still in a room and just be at peace and just talk to your inner being, that is beautiful. And I get it. It wasn't always this way. It's been a struggle. I had to find me, and I'm still finding me. So that's the beautiful process of fitness and eating right, and just that spiritual aspect. It's everything, and it all starts within yourself.
Amen on that.
Yeah.
So as I said, I was looking up the website, www.mind.org, but before I go to that, Lisa, you have 5 kids, huh?
I do. I'm going to be a grandmother, actually.
Nice. So my question is, when you were finding your peace of mind, they were turning teenagers. What did you set up as your exercise routine for you at that time? Like, what would be a normal day? And this is a question for all of us. What is your normal routine day like for exercise, for eating? Are you a 6 to 10 time a day eater? Are you 3 meals and 2 snacks? What is it for you?
I really eat when I'm hungry. I try to stick with smaller snacks. I never leave the house without something, whether it be trail mix or fruit or I actually posted yesterday my salad. I left the house with a big bowl of kale salad that's already, that I just bought from the store and mixed it and then ran out of the house because I'm always on the go. I have a youth program going on, so we do a youth program every morning, and I usually work out alongside the kids as well. And then come back in the evening for my evening sessions, which is mainly women, and because that's my passion, is helping women see the strength in themselves. So I work out pretty much every day. I take the weekends off, if not at least Sunday. But any movement, I'm not saying join a gym right now. Sean Ray, you said you walk. That's movement.
Yes, I can join a gym. But I used to go to the gym a lot. I would do step classes and do the sauna and all of that. And then I started buying equipment for my home, like the treadmill and the elliptical. And my routine was I would do my exercises when I get in from work. And then because I was over the music at my church, so my schedule was extremely rigorous, but I would have to get it in. And then when things started slowing down and I started working more towards my own music, my schedule shifted. So with it being so warm out here in Atlanta, I would walk more in the evening, and I'm a city girl. I'm from New York, so bugs and the outdoors, I don't get along too well. But on a spiritual area, I heard the Lord talk to me and say, I want you to start walking outside. And so a friend of mine introduced me to this new park that they built further out where I live. And I went one time and fell in love with the outdoors. And I would walk every day, 6 days a week. I would do over 3 miles in the evening, and I did it 6 days a week. And I'm telling you, it was just I'm a stocky woman. I'm still thick, but toned and healthy. I'm toned and healthy. But that over 3 miles, and then I injured myself somewhat, so I had to go into therapy, and now I'm going back. So I'm back up to like 2.2 miles walking in the evening.
Nice.
Okay, awesome. I strength train. So. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Sean Ray.
I want to, but before we go to Coach Lisa, and we'll come back to this question. But I want you guys to keep in mind what Sean Ray said about her being a big woman but being in shape, and that's important. But go ahead, Coach Lisa.
Oh, so I was saying that I'm a strength training coach because especially as women, as we get older, our bones become brittle, and we really need to continue that strength building our muscle. So, if we were to fall, something were to happen, you're less likely to have a break if you were to hurt yourself. So it's really important that we as women build strength, and it also helps with our metabolism. Right? It speeds up our metabolism. We're going to burn calories a lot more efficiently if we have more muscle. And it looks good. So it's a win-win.
Amen on that. So, but I want to remind everybody that there's strength training, and then there's what I do, and I'll tell you guys mine. I do a lot of I do strength training, but I focus mine more on, because I turned 54 earlier this week, so I have always in the last 4 years focused on the weightlifting. Not bulking, but weightlifting, because as you guys heard, Sean Ray said it, I'm saying it, and Coach Lisa said it. It builds you. It builds your muscle, prevents breakage, but it also curves you out. That's the one thing that I learned. I think it was into my 3rd year of strength training and weightlifting, especially when I was doing my weightlifting and bench pressing. That it was actually curving me out and not at first, because my coach had to talk me into it. Hey, Danny, Coach Danny. He's not my coach anymore. I'm my own coach. I do well by myself. Because there's a point, and I'm going to tell you guys, you can have a coach, but you need to get to a point where you can leave your coach for a little while to see if you can maintain on your own. Because if you can't maintain on your own, what if you have to move away from your coach? Then all of that work and benefit has went down the drain. So I go back and forth to my coach, but I mainly do it on my own. So one of the things that I do, and not everybody can do this, I have a natural ability, but I can bench press with the big boys. And right now I'm almost back up to 225. My goal is 285. But one of the things.
Oh, my gosh.
I love that. You just gave me like goosebumps. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Thank you very much, because I'm gonna tell you, I've had some guys, and I don't even worry about those guys anymore, because I learned a long time ago, and we need to and this is something we talked about, our self-esteem, and Lisa was talking about this, about her relationship in the beginning. You can't be in a relationship with somebody where they're going to control every aspect of how you look, how you feel, because at the end of the day, it's going to spiral you into a depression. And that's what happened for most of my life. I was always told how I need to look, what I need to do, and as a result, now I literally, I maintain my own health with my mental, with depression, with anxiety, with PTSD, but I learned that all of those, I'm more than any of those illnesses I mentioned, but I am more than enough. But also, I have to be okay with my body. Now, I still want to lose another 35 pounds. It's just for me. But I can do that during weight training and during endurance. And let me tell you guys something. Coach Lisa's right. When I was in my 30s, I broke my ankle in 13 places and crushed it in 26 because I wasn't exercising.
Oh, wow.
And
my gosh.
My football break, and it was the worst break that they have ever seen, even though I was a non-football player. And that's because my weight was up, but I did not do all the things I needed to do, like making sure I got the vitamins in, making sure that I was eating healthy, that I was exercising. So the bottom line, and as you can imagine, with having to go through all that, it affected my self-esteem. Now what I was getting to is I don't care. I tell guys, this is the first thing I tell a guy, and it's on my list of dating for anybody who wants to date me. I can probably bench press more than you. Are you okay with that? Here's the list. Sign the contract. If not, go away. Because I don't care.
Hey. That's awesome.
You know
what? I don't even give them that. Like, hey, you know what? This is what I'm doing, and it's so funny to see men in the gym. They'll have a weight, and then they'll see me come along, and then you'll see them go change their weight. I'm like, wow, really? Like,
so you know, man, you're like whatever. Because you know what is funny? Because I've had guys who've told me, you know what, you want to be a man because you lift so much. No, nope. and it has to do with my family. We come from athletes, as everybody knows today. Serena Williams, which is my half-sister, took out in a straight set, won, just like that. It's a natural gene that we get from our dad. My brothers, my sisters, myself, awesome. We all have a natural gifted ability more than a lot of athletes. Some people have to work at what we can naturally do. And when I realized that I was a natural gifted bench presser, that I could bench press with the big boys, it became a drive of mine to not only do it naturally, but to be better at it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes,
that totally
does.
Makes sense.
It totally does.
That's what I do every day I go to the gym. I'm like, what can I do today? Oh, my gosh.
So, yeah, and I think that one of the things, I was looking up, and I love Scripture. I'm getting back into I know for some people don't like it, but I'm getting back into to really focusing on my spiritual health, because I always talk about the mind, body, and spirit. They are connected. Yes. One cannot be out of sync without the other one. And I know people don't want to hear that. So I'm going to say this because I always love this running joke. Even if you believe in, even if you're a Satanist, you still need mind, body, and spirit. So you have Satan.
That's right.
I'm okay with you. Okay, so you still need those three, because if you don't have them and you're not in sync with those three, you're going to be out of sync. And here's a Bible verse that I really, really, really like. 1 Corinthians 6:19. Don't you know your body is a temple of the Holy Spirit who lives in you and was given by God? You do not belong to yourself but to God. Now, some people will send me a message that says, oh, my God, for all those women and men that are overweight, that's not what the verse said.
No.
Because you have to understand, as scientists have been shown, and Lisa and Coach Lisa knows this, as well as Sean Ray, everybody, scientists and statistics show, we all have a different body. Our bodies are not the same. So I could go in the gym and work out for an hour and lose weight because once I really get into working out, my metabolism becomes a guide. It literally converts itself over. Whereas somebody could go in the gym and do that same hour, and it may take them longer to burn their calories.
Yeah.
So we're not. Our bodies are not all of the same. But our body is our temple, and if you're not taking care of your temple, which is your body, then you're going to start feeling bad about your mind, and then your spirit's going to get down, which again, and I know people don't want to hear this, but it can lead down to other mental illness things that can be changed. Because not everybody, I'm on medication, but there's a lot of trauma that I have had in life, so that's the reason I'm on medication. But some people can just change it by exercises. What do you guys think?
Right. I
agree with that. This is Sean Ray. I agree. Medicinal therapy is awesome, and then if some people can change the synapses in their brain with the exercising and with doing the different type of natural remedies, then I know that exercise is a great remedy or therapy for any type of down mood set. So, Coach Lisa?
Yeah, so I completely agree with you about the exercise, but I would even go a step further because a lot of people do use food as an addiction, which is why they call it the Food and Alcohol, what is it, FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, right? So people use food as drugs. So, and I would go further and say a couple more tips that they could use alongside with exercise.
Okay.
Breathing. Yep. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold it. Exhale out through your mouth. Do that a few times a day. Just stop what you're doing and breathe. Come into
You
the
are
present
so
moment.
correct with that, Coach Lisa. That's one of the things that I teach even with my vocal technique when I'm teaching my vocal students.
Right.
Breathing. Yes. That breathing, it'll get your temperament in the right place.
Yeah, it brings you into the present moment. Affirmations. I'm huge on affirmations. And making them your own. I would start with 3 affirmations. I am strong. I am courageous. 2 or 3, and I always say 3. Start with 3 and say those at least 20 times a day, even if you don't believe it when you start saying it. Say it as you are affirming it to be. Affirmations, and then another big one I'm on is journaling. Journal when you're feeling like you want to eat or when you don't feel like working out. Journal why you don't, just jot some things down. Unless you see a pattern in yourself, you're not going to become aware of the delusion that you tell yourself. Write it down. Let's see it on paper. Write it. I tell my clients to write in a journal for at least a month every night, and let's look over it that next month to see where, like what days we're having a good day, what days we're having a bad day. So those are my top 3 tips, even before I say start working out.
And you know what?
I am in total agreement with you, Coach Lisa. With some of the people that I deal with, they say, well, I don't like writing. I said, well, record it. Use your recorder on your phone and record the things that you do. But the affirmations, that is a very, 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 very primary key. I just said it yesterday when I was on live with my walk-in. And I said, guys, I gave them my vision statement. And I said, this is another one that you can use every day. I'm getting better and better. Each day, every day, I'm getting better and better. Just keep saying that. Each day, every day, I'm getting better and better. That's a very short affirmation. And you're right. You don't have to believe it right then and there. But if you keep saying it, it's going to start resonating in your spirit that, you know what? Each day, every day, I am getting better and better.
Yes.
Amen on that. And you know what? the three that I use, well, actually, I'm working with people to, this is my famous quote that I always use. I got this from a writer that I used to follow, and she always said, I'm more than enough. It took me reading the whole book 3 times before I realized what she meant. I am more than enough means you're awesome at the very moment in your life, where you're at, and everything you're doing. You don't need to be anything better or anything less. At that moment, I'm more than enough. I'm awesome, and I have skills. I hear a lot of people. I wrote a piece today, and it's on Instagram. It's actually a 2-part, and I know a lot of people that says I don't have skills. Well, I'm going to disagree with you guys, because in the Bible, God says He made, well, actually everybody has a gift. We all have a gift. Coach Lisa is a coach who inspires women. Sean Ray is actually, you know what, you guys have to listen to the other show. She's actually Superwoman in a lot of ways. She's a voice coach. She's an inspire for women for their beauty. You look at Lisa, and Lisa is the same way. Lisa proudly wears her tattoos. They're women of strength. So we all have gifts. We do. I'm an encourager. I'm hella funny. And some people don't even know that I've actually been on stage being a comedian, so I know I'm hella funny.
Oh, wow.
I don't
That's
even
awesome.
really care when people say, because I'm going to say this because I've been waiting to say this all day. The chicken ranch is not where the chickens are. I learned that the hard way, and I thank God that the children didn't get a tour of the chicken ranch, okay? So, just want people to know that. And so if some of you people don't know what the chicken ranch is, you guys might want to look it up. So,
yes.
I'm hella funny. I have to say that one of the strengths that we all have is that we need to actually develop, everybody. You need the ability to laugh at yourself and find something funny about yourself. Not saying you're making fun of yourself, but if you can't laugh at yourself, then it's really hard, because I believe that the Bible verse Jeremiah 29:11, God has a plan to prosper you and not harm you. It's meant for me. It's meant for me to not harm other people and to tell them off and to beat them, because sometimes people get on my nerves. So I have to laugh, because I think God has a sense of humor, and we all have a Bible verse for ourselves. So, but seriously though, that Bible verse is God does have a plan for you guys all. You guys are listening to this show because you were meant to listen to it, because you need to understand that you need mind, body, and spirit balance. A lot of people can say, oh, my God, okay, Sabrina, okay, Lisa, okay, Sean Ray, I don't like going to the gym necessarily, and I don't like weight training, endurance training, walking. Okay, well, I'm going to need you to sit down, because hold your ears and listen to this. You can get in the pool.
Yes.
Yep, that's resistance.
That's the same thing. And you know what? You don't even need weights, because water is very buoyancy, and it's a very resistant in itself. I will give you guys a water workout that I do now that actually my doctor tells his patients who say that they can't, because, everybody's always has an excuse, I can't get in the pool. So I do a jacuzzi workout. It's a very intense jacuzzi workout, but it'll do the same thing for you as a 45-minute running in the pool. And I'll tell everybody about that at the end. But I want to really, I'm going to read 7 things about how that's going to improve your self-esteem, and from www.mind.org. And ladies, if we could just make a comment after each of them on something that you would think would be positive for somebody. So here's the first one. Think about what is affecting your self-esteem.
Sean Ray here. Focus. Actually, get by yourself and think about what is driving. What's that anxiety in you, and so you can work through that. So you can work through it. You have to own it. Own it.
Okay.
Yeah, you really have to be. So the first part of my program, I talk about getting honest with yourself, because if you're not honest with yourself, you are not going to know what to fix. It's all about getting honest. You got to write some stuff down. You got to know what's going on in yourself to get through it.
All right. And you guys all know what I talk about, what's affecting your self-esteem. You guys know my things that affect me, but you all have to get real, and just exactly what these ladies said. Okay, next one, number 2. Avoid negative self-talk.
Sean Ray here. Right. Okay, I'm sorry. Go on, Coach Lisa.
Okay, so that goes back to the affirmations. Whenever you hear that, whenever you think about a negative comment in your mind, you need to override that with 5, at least 5.
I agree with Coach Lisa. We as women, we are professional negative downers, self-downers. So when we start thinking about what we don't like about our lives or ourselves, we have to turn it around, like you said, turn it around and find a few different things to compliment yourself with, to build yourself back up with.
And you know what, you guys, on that, with that being said, I love statistics and I love research. It was probably one of my favorite classes in grad school. When you say something over, now in the Bible, 7 is the completion of number, but also when you say something 30 times for 30 days, you know what? It's going to become part of you, and it's going to be hard-pressed for it to leave you. So if you take all the things you've heard here from each of these ladies and myself, like I always say, I'm more than enough. I'm valuable. Now, this morning, I was in the mirror because I got a new hairdo, and I was like, damn, you're sexy. And that's what I've been saying all day to myself. Now,
that's right.
I didn't realize that when you're walking around saying, damn, you're sexy, looking in the mirror saying, whoo, you're cute, that you have a walk. So I'm walking around today, and this one guy says to me as I'm walking somewhere, he goes, you got swag. I go, you know, today I do. So you know what? It's your mind, body, and spirit. What you feel is going to be seen in your body too. So again, really think about that. Okay, here's another one. Number 3: connect with people who love you.
Sean Ray here. Definitely.
Okay.
Your circle.
Go ahead.
Okay, I think you guys are the speaker phones you guys have. So, you know what? Let's just go. We'll switch back and forth. Sean Ray, you go, and then Lisa go, and then we'll just go back and forth with the questions.
Okay. Your circle is very important. We grew up with the saying, well, show me your friends and you'll show me who you are. And so it is very important, whoever we're around, that they're positive. They're on the same page as you, because your inner circle, your people, they're either going to help make you or they're going to help break you.
I agree 100%. I would go even further. So family for me is the most toxic because you need people that are going to uplift you, not say negative comments when you come around. And some people are okay with being regular. And I want to be great. I want to change people's lives. I want to do beautiful things. I have a purpose. I didn't go through the hell that I went through in my life to come out and not give back to another human being, God's children. So I need people that are in my circle that are on the same path as me and, you know, just uplifting each other, because this is – hey, life is a struggle, but it is beautiful when you live in purpose. So really finding your circle. I promote my Strong Women program and we do outings. We went on the river. This week we're going on a hike and then ending at a swim hole, because we work hard on our bodies. We eat clean, and we need to celebrate each other outside of the gym, because that's where real life happens, is outside of the gym.
Amen, Coach Lisa. She did that. She said that.
She did. You know what? And I want to bring up one point, because Lisa, and I'm so appreciative of your honesty. And Sean Ray, when she was on here before and today, they keep it real. And Lisa said, my family is not my biggest fan. I'm saying this. Her family's not her biggest fans. And I want you guys to understand that your family may not be the people that you were blood relatives born into. Your family may have to be recreated with other people who give you what you need, who love you no matter what, who understand you, who are okay with you not being okay, and you're not expected to sit up there. Because let me clarify for you something. Peter, James, and John were not Jesus' blood relatives, but they were brothers to him, and he kept an eye on them because they were bad boys. They were like the gangsters of the Bible, okay? So he knew those were his buddies because he could relate. Now, he loved all the disciples, but those three were literally his love. So just so you guys know, you need to be with people you love. My family, I love my family for who they are and where they are, and I write a lot about that. You can love people where they are and who they are, but let me read you guys something that I wrote the other day, and I've gotten a lot of some people don't like it and some people do. Well, some of those people were kicked out of the circle. So here's my letter that I give now to people, whether I'm in a relationship with them or whether they're my family or friends, and I heard giggles. And again, because you know what, when you start to get my age, you really, really start realizing what's valuable. And I mean, I'm tired of people having impact on me because I just need to be sitting somewhere enjoying my life and having people leave me alone. So here's the letter. It's not me. It's me, not you. I want to say thank you for being in my circle, yet I've revamped my circle, and you are not moving forward, and we are not moving forward. I'm sorry, it's me, not you. My expectations that you would have adult habits was way too much pressure for you. Now, that's the letter I had to send out to about 10 people last week. And the good thing is, I'm such a nice person, and I really have to say this, because I did send them Nordstrom's gift cards, except for the 2 people that told me I was bougie and nobody likes Nordstrom. They got Walmart, okay? So goodbye to them. Because I don't want people to ever say, oh, my God, she didn't say goodbye. I have to have closure. I have an OCD about that. But you guys can take this letter. Feel free. Take it. Use it. That's it. It's for you. Because you guys need to sometime in your own family say, God loves you, but I'm not playing with you.
Yeah.
Okay?
Right.
Because I'm sorry. And for people who go to church, same thing. Sometimes you have to say, you know what, I like you, and because God says so, but you're not going to be in my friendship circle. That circle needs to be tight, and it needs to be where you know those people you can count on, and not people who are, and this is something I wrote about earlier in the week. You guys can check all these out because I have them on Instagram. They're little short stories that you need to be, the people you have in your circle are the people who would ride and die for you and that would be there for your back and not stab you in the back. So we're going to move on to 4 with that being said. Number 4 is learn to be assertive. Lisa, you go first.
Yes, you have to, and it's okay to say no. You have to know your boundaries, what you're not going to let in. It goes back to who you want in your circle. Be assertive. There is nothing wrong with that. I have always been that way. No, I have not always been that way. I have become that way after that really long relationship. I was with my kid's father for 11 years. And after that, I actually went to the other side. I said, I will never let this happen to me. And I became some of those things that he had done to me. So then I had to find that balance to where I don't want to hurt people either, right? But I can't allow myself to be drugged around, as well. So be assertive, know your boundaries, and be okay with it. It's okay to say no.
Sean Ray here. I agree with 100% with what you 2 ladies said. I've never really had a problem with saying no, but what I had to learn was when I said yes to certain things, was I saying yes just to appease someone else? And by me saying yes, would that affect me and my family and my life negatively? So with me thinking about these different things, it actually helped bring more logic to why, to the reason why I say no. And I was able to be that example to what I call my grown folk now, my grown children. And I'm like, it's okay to say no, even if it seems like it's being cruel. No, say no, because if it's going to hurt you by saying yes, don't do it. Just say no. We can't please all of the people all of the time.
Amen on that. And you know what, you guys? Let me clarify something, and let me tell you a story. I think one of my teachers had told me this years ago, because I used to I can type at probably 108 words a minute, literally. And I typed my way through when they had typewriters. So people, yes, typewriters before they had computers. I typed my way through college. And I would stay up probably all night. This is how I made my money. I charged people, I think it was 5 cents a letter, 5 cents a word. And that was really good for me. But I would always have some people that would wait till the last minute, even though I would give them warnings that I can't do this anymore, I can't do this anymore. Then one of my classes started suffering. And my teacher said to me, how important are you? I said, I'm important. Well, they think they're really important by waiting till the last minute. I said, yes. And he says, well, you need to tell them, you need to give them to them in writing and say the very next time that you give me a paper at the last minute, it's not going to be given back to you on time. I said, okay. I did that to the 2 people. I gave them the letters, and what did they do? Waited till the last minute again.
Take advantage.
And I said no. One person end up actually having to repeat the class, and they blamed me. They cursed me out. They, I mean, it was.
Well, that was very mature.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Tell them to write about it.
Well, you're not going to get any help next semester. That's not good for you. The other person, they were an A student, and they ended up getting a B in a class. So it taught them, and they came back later and thanked me because they said they had always waited till the last minute and assumed because everybody gave them what they wanted that would help. So it helped one person. The other person, I don't know, but you know what? It made me, though, realize that I had a skill that other people needed, but I needed to make sure I'm protecting that skill and boundary because at the end of the day, I was the one who would feel bad saying no to other people. So I had to learn to be assertive. Here's one for you, and we're going to start this one with Sean Ray first. Set yourself a challenge.
Yes, I believe as we go along in life, we don't need to skate through life. Being uncomfortable at times, learning different things, it is imperative for growth, as Coach Lisa said earlier in the show. When you challenge yourself, whether it's through occupation, vocation, or just a personal challenge, you will always grow, even if you fail at it. Failure is a part of growth as well. I say that all the time. So challenges, yes. It shows you who you are. It teaches you who you should become, and it's a part of life. If you want to be a well-balanced, healthy, functioning person, challenges will always help you grow. Coach Lisa?
Yes, I completely agree. And not only do I challenge myself every day in the gym, I'm saying yes to things. Thank you, Sabrina. I really appreciate the opportunity to come on air because I share this with women that I meet every day, but I want more women to be touched. I feel like I have so much to offer them. And I went on this women's wellness cruise. I got out there. I didn't even wait to think about it. I just said yes. I'm just saying yes. And it was so amazing. And I actually decided to go through. I started writing my book already. And I had been talking about writing a book for the last maybe 5 or 6 years. And I got my first couple pages down, like I'm going to do this. So I'm challenging myself, and hey, whatever happens, I'm just getting my name out there, and I want to be a motivational speaker, and I just want to help more women on a larger scale because I know that voice, being told that I'm not good enough or I'm fat or I'm this or I'm that, and that is not okay with me anymore. And I'm just going to keep pushing, and I'm ready for challenge every day. Let's do it.
Amen. Sean Ray?
Yes, I totally agree. Again, going back to, I want to go back to what you said about challenging yourself with physically with the weightlifting. If you didn't set a goal for yourself, you would not be able to bench press 280, whether the men around you can do it or not. And then if you didn't set a goal with doing this on your own without your personal trainer and saying, you know what, let me see if I can stick this out, even without somebody that's pushing me. These goals, like I said, they help you become stronger. They help you become better. And even if you may not accomplish that goal when you want to accomplish it at the time that you wanted to accomplish it. It doesn't mean that you're not growing. It just shows you, okay, this is something else I want to continue to work on. So challenges in life it's good. It's good for growth.
Amen.
Yes.
And take care of yourself. And I'm going to start with this one. Take care of yourself means, and a lot of people laugh at me, and they still laugh, but I have to say I'm so proud of this. I take naps. I've been taking naps. I used to drive my mom crazy. Rest her little soul now. She's in heaven. But even as a 2-year-old, I didn't sleep a lot. There was nothing wrong with me. I wasn't hyperactive. I think even as a 2-year-old, I probably thought I was missing something. So I would only sleep like 4 or 5 hours a night. But my mom did train me because she would tap my butt. I have to admit, go back in your room. Nobody's up at 6 in the morning. Get out of here. So, but I learned. But I would take naps, and I still to this day, even no matter what job I have, even if I'm not working, I take 2 15-minute or 2 10-minute naps throughout the day, and those work for me because what happens is my body. And it's been, like I said, it's been happening since I was 2. As long as I get 4 to 6 hours of sleep a night, I'm fine. So for me, that means when I go to sleep, I have to understand I'm waking up 4 to 6 hours. So if I go to sleep at 9 o'clock, sometime I'm up at 4 in the morning, and my children don't find that very productive to their day. Okay, so I have to really sort of kind of balance my sleep out because I want everybody else to be up with me. Shoot, people need to wake up. I'm up. I'm not sleeping. I'm trying to rest y'all. So take care of yourself. Do what you have to do. For some people, it may not, because I know some people can't take naps and then go to sleep at night, go to sleep later. So maybe, as Coach Lisa and Sean Ray said, maybe journaling. Maybe it could be meditating. It could just be closing your eyes and listening to meditating music and get your thoughts right for what you need to do. For some people, it could mean, and this is another thing that I do all the time, because if anybody knows my page and you've been following me, how many times have you guys seen me in a different state in a week, okay? Seriously.
That's
I
awesome.
just get up and drive. You know what? But you have to have gas money to drive. So don't say, Sabrina, I'm driving, and then call me for gas money because I'm going to laugh at you. I'll teach you to make sure that you have the gas money to drive. But you can take drives. It could be around town. It could be whatever you find worked with you. Sean Ray?
I totally agree. I love driving, even if it's just for a short time, just to give you a different outlook. I love to have the windows rolled down and the breeze flowing into my car. Yes, all of that helps. It actually helps you clear your mind, or it helps give you a motivation or to do some things that maybe that you're inspired to do or you always wanted to do. But, I totally agree. The driving, I love it. I do that myself.
Yeah, and I would add to that, even I love taking naps. I actually took a nap before this call, Sabrina, so
Hey.
I love naps. Taking a bath. Taking a bath is a good one.
Yes, yes.
And even smiling at somebody. If you look around there, so many people don't smile anymore. And you would brighten somebody's day, and that in turn could take care of you. That little gesture to somebody else can mean the world to somebody else. You know? That's
total agreement. I'm in total agreement with you. Definitely.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm going to tell a story, and I've told it a lot of times, but this was years ago. And I love to smile even when my life was not at a point where I was really happy, but I would smile because I like to see other people smile. So I'm walking, I think, through the mall. In the time that they actually had malls on every corner in every city, now that's a rarity. But I was walking through the mall, and this lady looked at me, and I smiled at her. And I said, hey, have a good day. Do you know she came back around to me? And I was like, oh, my God, because I could feel her coming back. And then she said, you know what? I was having a bad moment. I was walking through this mall thinking if this was going to be my last day on earth or what I could do. Thank you for smiling with me. I said, you know what? Come on, let's sit down and let's talk.
Wow.
And I talked to her. I said, do you mind? Of course, at that time, they had pay phones. I didn't have a cell phone. Okay, so anybody don't know what a payphone is, need y'all to look that up. I remember.
I know what a payphone is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I said, I'm going to need you to give me a number that I can call, and I explained, my nature of my work, that I'm an obligated report, I have to make sure you're safe. Do you mind? She started crying hysterically. She goes, oh, my God, you care. Of course I care. There's somebody who cares about you. And she was saying this person didn't care about her, this person. I said, well, let's not focus on who you don't think cares. Let's focus on, give me somebody. I called the person, and do you know that person was to the mall within 5 minutes, embracing her, hugging her, telling them they loved her. They didn't know. They thought something was wrong, but they didn't know how to approach. So from that minute, that person, I said, you need to get her to the emergency room. And then they called me later to see they had kept her in the hospital because it was called a 5150, but she was really suicidal. But later on, she kept in contact with me for a couple of years. But she always said that smile helped her day. You never know. Wow. And I've heard many people say that somebody smiled at them and they were really thinking about what their self-worth and if they were even meant to live here. And I know today, with our cell phones, with our computers and our laptops, it's easy to look down at your phone and it's easy to not recognize a person. But as you're walking, you can look up, you can smile, you can wave, you can say hi. And I swear, it's like people are startled when I say hi and smile at them. They're like, I'm like, this is not a new thing. It's been around, but we're so inundated with social media, and I got to check my post, and I got to see who liked my post, and I'm going to send a bad message to Sabrina if she didn't like my post. Instead of doing that, because people do, telling me I didn't like their post, that's a lot that you need to get off social media because this is not high school. You need to smile, and when you see somebody and they might be struggling, walk by them, say hi, offer them a cup of coffee, because you know what? People don't realize we were meant here to be on Earth. Yes, I could live on an island all by myself, and I wouldn't have any problems. But we were meant to fellowship, and we're meant to be with other people. Yeah. Sean Ray, I'll tell you, That's
right. I always teach, with me being in church, I've been a Sunday school teacher, youth teacher. I am a school teacher, and I've always said that smiling is a ministry. I'm coming from a Christian standpoint here, but smiling is a ministry. You don't have to be behind a pulpit teaching all the time or preaching to someone, but if you just smile, you just never know how that touches someone's heart. You're right. There are people that feel like that they're invisible. There are people that feel like that nobody cares. So if you can just take a moment and just forget about even maybe what you're going through at the time, and when you're out, look people in the eyes, like you said, smile. If you say a kind word, you don't always have to, but smiling is more than enough. And when I say that smiling is a ministry, it really is. So when people can do that, that's still giving of yourself. That's smiling. That's generous. That's kind-hearted. And I agree with you. If we can kind of stop looking down from these phones all of the time, because that's becoming the norm, and interact. You don't have to always hold a full conversation, but that smile goes a long way. Coach Lisa?
Yeah. Yep, that's what I go back to that. That's what I honestly believe, just giving that little bit of yourself. And then you feel better because you brighten someone's day, So
that's right.
I agree. Thank you for sharing that story. That was a beautiful story. We never know what could have happened to that woman.
That's right.
And as we come to the end, Coach Lisa, I wanted to ask you a question, and thank you again, both of you guys, ladies, for being on the show and coming on. I know some people, I've got a message that somebody said, I swear to God, people just like messaging me that I did not advertise Sean Ray. Well, first of all, she's been on before, but she's like a co-host, because if you guys notice, she just said, Coach Lisa, next, and she just kept it running. Why did you go sit down? Too many messages to me. I'm telling you right now, I'm going to start telling those jokes again. People don't leave me alone. I'm telling you right now. You guys have to understand that there are certain guests that come on my show that I just really absolutely love, and love their spirit and love their I mean, if you go on, oh my God, if you go on social media and you look at Shawn Ray and you look at her hair and her face and how she's always active and just smiling, you would want her on your show in your home too. When I saw when I saw my Coach Lisa came to me from my niece, JoJo May, because she has bags and she's in Sacramento, and I was following my niece, and I actually looked up Coach Lisa, looked up what she stood for, and I was highly, highly impressed with her love for women and compassion. Both these ladies have a love and compassion for women and seeing us have a better mindset. So Coach Lisa's going to get the same invitation that Shawn Ray has. At any time you guys want to come on the show, I'm calling them a pop-up. Just let me know, and you just pop yourself on here, because the words that these ladies have is wisdom. I can talk all day long. You all know that. But when other women can come on and give their insight, I think it's awesome. And more radio shows need to give a platform to more women to allow them and encourage. I'm in competition with nobody, because nobody can bench what I do. So I'm me.
That's right.
I mean, unless you I take that back. Iris Kelly, Miss 10-time Olympia. She's the only one that I know in Vegas who could probably do more than me. So, but I'm going to tell you, these women, women, sometimes we're in competition with each other too much, and there's nothing to be in competition, because we all bring something unique. Coach Lisa took people on a cruise for wellness. Shawn Ray has grows up in music. She's always out there ministering the word, encouraging people. So you guys need to when you're listening to this show today, take aside my jokes, but listen to what these ladies have to say and their answers, because they were very profound and impactful, and they are here for you. You need to understand that, you know what, that the things we talked about, think about what's affecting your self-esteem, avoiding negative self-talk, go with those who love you, learn to be assertive, setting boundaries, not being afraid to say no, set yourself up for a challenge that's positive, and keep going. Focus on your positives and take care of yourself. If you guys can't do that, then it's not helping people around you. I'm going to, Coach Lisa and Shawn Ray, and let's start with Shawn Ray. If you guys could give somebody a 30-second word of encouragement, what would you say to them?
This is Shawn Ray here. If you all would just repeat this every day, some point in your day, start it out day by day, in every way I'm getting better. And with you saying that day by day, in every way I'm getting better, I'm telling you every day, in every way, you will get better. Coach Lisa?
That's funny, Sabrina. I didn't know that that's how you show me. I love her. I love her bags. I love her mother.
That's my niece. You know that that's my baby. Oh, my God.
I did not know.
Yes,
that's amazing.
But she's a love. When you see her, give her a hug from me.
I will. I see her pretty much every weekend. But I would tell people that if they knew how important they were in God's eyes, that they would be happy, joyous, and free every day of their lives. They
Amen.
are so important, and they just have to believe it and live it.
Amen.
Amen. And
Amen.
Amen. And if you guys could say, this is my favorite thing, and I'm going to tell you, I am more than enough. I am more than enough, and God doesn't make junk. I'm going to tell you guys that. And you can even do the thing. And I have this thing that's a joke that I do to myself. Sometimes I'll turn to the mirror and I'll say, damn, you know what? I thought you were somebody else because you good looking. That may make you laugh, but you know what? I swear to God. You know what? Sometimes my kids, they're like, Mom, stop talking to yourself in the bathroom. I just like to entertain myself. Shoot, nobody's over here entertaining me. Shoot, I got to do it myself. I'm just saying, you guys can do that. Take it, help yourself. But I want to read you something that I had wrote for the show a long time ago, and it's called Stronger by Choice, and I hope that whoever's listening to this, that this can help you. Stronger is not what you see. Stronger does not have a shape, color, or personality. Stronger is the person that changes in the moment to help their mind, body, and spirit to heal. Stronger is a willingness to help others even when you feel weak or inadequate. Stronger is knowing you are strongest because of faith in God or whatever your higher power is. Stronger is taking that next step day after day. Stronger is a smile you have no matter what. Stronger is you. You are stronger. That was wrote June 14, 2017.
I love
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I want to say thank you so much, Sabrina. You are such a beacon to this world, and I just want to encourage you to continue to do the great things that you're doing. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for having such beautiful people on here, such as Coach Lisa. And I just love your platform. Thank you for sharing it with me, and I'm telling you, God bless you. Nothing but greater for you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And you know what? You're welcome. Anytime, ladies, anytime you guys have that platform, just shoot me they have permission to go in my DM box. Some of y'all need to stay out of my box. I'm going to tell you that. You guys just direct message me anytime. I know I'm not trying to be funny, but some people be saying things. I'm like, you get out of my box. But I do want to thank you guys for blessing me and being on this show. This show will end, and then it'll be fed up to Elations Radio. That's on an iHeart podcast. Tomorrow, I have the pleasure of being interviewed by Elations Radio. And if you guys want to know all about what it's like to be a Williams sister and what it's like to, as some people say, that I look like Venus and Serena, but I'm going to tell y'all, actually, I'm 54. You guys know they're in their 30s, so I think who looks like who?
They look like you.
That's right.
They look like you.
That's right. So that sexy cuteness that I got rocking at 54, y'all need to get in touch with that because I'm going to tell you what, and I know people laugh at this, but it's only been the last 4 years I've been in touch with how beautiful I am because I've learned that beauty is not on the outside. Beauty is an internal beauty that radiates outward. And when you look at Shawn Ray and her hairdos and her beauty and her smile, and you look at Coach Lisa, and she has that sexy superwoman stance with her awesome tattoos and those arms that I'm going to sit down for my body, you look and you say, you know what? I'm good. I look good, and I feel good because you know what? You're worth it, and you need to feel that. All right, Coach Lisa, tell everybody real quick, though, I wanted to ask you this. You said you had steps to your program. What are your steps of your program?
There's 12 steps. It's a 12-week program. So basically the first week is getting honest. I'll talk about the first 3 really quick, shortly. The first one is about getting honest with yourself. So we write everything down, weight, our measurements, and some of the things that plague us at that moment. Our second step is hope. So we write out a plan, our SMART goals, right? Because if you're in Sacramento and you're trying to get to LA, you got to figure out, you got to write a roadmap. How are you going to get there? What freeway are you going to take, right? So those are the SMART goals. That's the second step. And then the third step is faith. We have to have faith in ourselves. So that's where the affirmations come in. And that's where having that hope and that higher power, that perseverance to keep going. So those are the first 3. We get a lot deeper because we have to get to the bottom, like what are our inner hurdles that make us keep going back and keep giving up on ourselves. Because that's when we stop working out and we stop eating right. It's basically because we don't feel like we're worthy and that something else is holding us back. So we really get deep into those inner workings and they can go back to childhood or teenage years, right? So we got to get through those if we want to overcome them for life.
And where can people find you at, Coach Lisa?
So on Instagram, I'm Strength by Lisa. On Instagram is my handle. And then I have a Facebook page. It's Coach Lisa. My name is Lisa Stanley, so I also have a personal page. You can always send me a friend request. People can message me. I'm always available for questions, support. If somebody just needs to talk, I'm totally open to talk. So you can send me an instant message on Instagram or Facebook. And my email, I'll give you that as well. Some people like to email. Some people don't have social media. That's strengthbylisa@gmail.com. Strengthbylisa@gmail.com. And that's STRENGTH by Lisa, BYLISA.
All right. Shawn Ray?
You can Facebook me, Instagram me, Twitter me at Shawnray Price. If you need to reach me by Gmail, if you're not connected with social media, ShawnrayCheriePrice@gmail.com. You can look on my webpage, which is www.shawnrayprice.com. And I'm very hands-on, so if you message me, I will get back to you.
All right, and we're going to end with this verse that I found, actually two of them, and it's 3 John 1:2. Yes, there's 3 books of John. My dear friend, I pray that everything may go well with you and that you may be in good health as I know you are well in spirit. 1 Timothy 4:8. Physical exercise has some value, but spiritual exercise is valuable in every way because it promises life both for the present and for the future. This is Rolling with the Diva. This is Sabrina Williams, and I've been your host. And we thank you for Coach Lisa and for Shawnray for being on our show. You guys remember, you're more than enough. You're valuable. And if you need anything, you can always find me at cvwtdiva@gmail.com. Peace out, everybody. Have a great day. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Shawnray. Bye.
Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Coach Lisa. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.